Hey guys, welcome to Lex's Lounge. How you doing? Today I'm gonna give you guys a tip that'll hopefully save you a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money. Like, for most of you, if you actually don't do this currently and you begin doing it, you will save tens of thousands, maybe even $100,000 over a lifetime. How can I save you that kind of money with one tip? Well, it has to do with vehicles. See these two vehicles right here behind me? One's a blue Buick from 2002, and the other one's a gray Honda Civic right behind it there from '05. Well, these are my cars, and you might observe those are kind of crappy vehicles. Why doesn't Lex drive better stuff? Because, yeah, those of you who follow this channel might be like, well, that's so odd. Like, Lex has a lot of stocks. He clearly owns a home. He's clearly married. He's clearly driven cars for lots and lots of years. Why are his vehicles like so simple? Well, the reason being is that I believe that misspending money on vehicles is the number one mistake in personal finances that people make in their lives. And it's very common, and I see it everywhere. So here's a few tips for you guys, and these will save you enormous amounts of money. Number one, if you cannot pay for a car in cash, do not buy it. Never take out a car on payments. The only situations under which it's a good idea to buy a car on payments where you can't pay for the whole car up front is if it's a vehicle for a business. So, for example, let's say you need a pickup truck to start some kind of small business. Okay, under that circumstance, it may be allowable to put a down payment and then pay off the rest of a pickup truck. But other than that, always buy your cars in cash. Tip number two, never ever ever buy a new car. Even if the car you want is a Tesla or something like that, there are used Teslas, plenty of them out on the market. Never buy brand new, you will always way overspend. And the third tip is that your car should always lean on the side of old and crappy, and do repair things, but only bother repairing those things if it makes sense. So, like for instance, that Buick I have out there, it has a broken passenger side window motor. But am I going to spend $300 fixing it on a car where the whole car is worth $3,000? No, I mean, I got three other windows that I can roll up and down. What I'm trying to say here is if mechanical repairs need to be done on a car, it's usually worth it. If it's not strictly something mechanical that's not required for the car to run, it's usually not worth it. The other hidden savings you're going to get here, which are actually very significant, is in insurance. A lot of people who have a nice or newer car don't really think about this, but they always pay for comprehensive auto insurance, and they do so because they are genuinely concerned for this $30,000, $40,000 thing that's on the road that they might have to write off if they have an accident. When your car is only worth 2 or 3 grand, you don't worry about that. And in my entire life, ever since the age of 16 or 14 or whenever I first started paying for some kind of insurance, I have never ever had anything above liability insurance. And people tell me about their vehicle insurance like it's way over $100 a month. I've never paid anything like that. I think even as a teenager, I was paying like $80 a month for my liability insurance. So yeah, a lot of people simply don't plug into the equation the fact that when they're driving a car, it's not just the gas expenditures. There's other expenditures going on, and the biggest ones are actually like depreciation, interest you're paying on the vehicle, and maintenance on the vehicle and insurance. And those last two are usually a lot higher on newer, better vehicles. So my advice for you guys is always drive a vehicle that works, but never drive a nice one. That money that you'll save not paying for a vehicle can go into way, way more important and better assets than a vehicle, because a vehicle is probably the worst asset that you can ever have. You could take that money and put it towards a home. For 5 years between age 25 and 30, I was putting 60,000 per year towards my home. That meant that instead of every single year buying a brand new luxury BMW, I would just put that money towards my house. And I kept on driving that old Buick, and my wife kept on driving that old Civic. But the end result of that is I managed to functionally retire at age 30 because all of my property was paid off. So was it worth it to drive those slightly older cars? You better believe it was. Anyway, that's my vehicles tip for the day. If you found it useful, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and we'll see you all next time.